Hello, I'm aLex Levin. Thanks for joining a short meditation on Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Today's practice here at YouTube Studios, Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube online. Today's practice I've entitled, Where Did I Put My Superpowers? What superpowers? Did you know you even had superpowers? Sometimes a superpower is just to be able to remember something. A superpower might be, well, what I'm thinking of is to a couple things. One, to be conscious of and feel the choice we have and where we put our attention, as I often say, and I've heard from people I value their opinions and experience that attention is one of our most valuable, if not the most valuable tool we have. Also, our capacity to grow as I near the end of 6 decades of my life and notice places that I'm rigid, places that I don't expand so easily. I was in Italy, gosh, it was over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and trying to learn a few words of Italian was so difficult for me compared to when I was learning French and German and in high school age. And recently I've decided that I would like to learn Spanish, or here I am saying it out loud, making that commitment. And perhaps I will need to dedicate some more of my time to uh, putting that to fruition, to listening to that instead of to some other podcasts I listen to. So choices, we have choices about where we put our attention and how that could enable us to grow. And I'm saying all this in beginning of a meditation is that I believe that um, this practice of getting still, of making the space, getting still, or moving towards stillness, and being in silence regularly as almost like a ritual, a hygienic ritual of our day, just as important as good nutrition, as movement, as rest, as taking care of our teeth and our bodies, if not as important, to just take some time in stillness so that we receive the space, the habitual patterns which serve us well, but as time goes by, they become more and more um, concretized, more and more difficult to change. So, ironically, I think movement is important in that, especially conscious movement can help, but also just taking time to be still, to see what's here, and to make ourselves available to the bigger perspective. So, similarly, I often use this idea of when we're working on a puzzle, or if you're thinking of where did I put my oh, I recently blamed something that I was missing on somebody took it. I'm always going in that direction, or where did I leave it? I left it somewhere that I will never find it again. And so often, I know we've all had that experience. So often, we just need to let go of the search for a little while, to get quiet, to do something else, to shift, make space around that search. The search becomes like so intense, and I've got to remember and recover this item. And when we make that space, we let it alone for a while. Just set it down. Just set it down. So often the path comes back to us, doesn't it? So wonderful, this tool of the mind, that supposed 90% of our brain that we're not working. I think we can work it. And I think it's still maybe uncovered by our modern day scientists, but our yogi scientists, experiential scientists, have passed this down through the ages. And so they invite us to, in order to find our superpowers that they talk about in the third book of the Yoga Sutras, our cities, superpowers that are the capabilities within us. And some of them are metaphorical to untangle from if you read that text, but still they point to what is available to us here. First, we need to be able to focus, to hold our attention on the item that we're interested in. So where did I put that? Where did I put that hand lotion? That really perfect hand lotion. And and then to let go a little bit around that. It's not that we let it go completely, but let go, make space. Let the wider powers of our mind have a lot of space. And in allowing that, we allow for the integration of our amazing nervous system to help us point the way in or forward or round or in solution. Okay, so with those ideas, a lot of words and ideas, the practice of sitting, I think, should be very simple. And so you can almost let go of that, all of those ideas and thoughts now. Not almost, you can truly let go of those as we take our seat. I'm just going to refine where the cushion sits under me. Refine the support underneath my wonky knee. Especially if you're new with us here today, you may hear the snorings of Little Roo, my dog, and other surrounding sounds. And so here we go. Set up your seat. And in setting up the seat, the whole, it's very important, the ground, how the pelvis and legs set, of course, and also our mudra, how we hold our arms, our hands. And you'll see me often in this cosmic mudra, sometimes called, it's got a couple names, universal mudra. And mudra is very powerful, like what we do when we're trying to think of something, where our hands go, where our eyes go, the gesture, the tilt of our heads. In our meditation seat, you may choose your hands down on your legs, or palms up. Hands down is often helpful for the grounding that you may need. So in this first step, ground. A number of elements here. The ground, noticing the solidness underneath us, supporting us, and noticing the solidness of our body in relation to the solidness of the earth body. And another benefit of how we hold the solidness of our hands and arms is that awareness of the hands might allow us, for example, in this mudra, I sometimes can sense that my thumbs will be pushing against each other. And that will help me come back to the intention of ease in this seat. To notice that I don't need to push, but rather the thumbs can just lightly touch. Another aspect of the first step of the 3 steps, the step of ground, is our verticality. The spine. that energetic force aligned with gravity that helps us in that anchoring downward. But also in the lightness upward. And so we take our seat toward stillness, silence, and spaciousness, which is this amazing doorway to presence. Presence never not here. Yet we often seem to misplace it. And the second step is called sound. Notice what that pointer took you to. Sound. This opens us to space. Space around, space inside. And you may find that just the listening, just that sense, that sense of picking up those wavelengths that bring us sound. That may be enough to land you even deeper towards stillness. And the third step, and all of these are happening all at once. You can take them in any sequence. Sometimes I take this third one first or second. Breath, reminding us of our aliveness even as we're very, very still. So, breath coming to us outside space to inside space, back to outside space. If you find yourself, especially if you find yourself lost or just struggling in the meditation, you could do this mini practice of finding and counting three, following rather, and counting three breaths. You could add a pause after the in or exhales. That can be very helpful in coming back to this focus, this opening, this moment. And whatever else may come to us on the breath through our senses, through space. The spaciousness can hold all that, not have to own it. Just here, just now. Bringing right and left palms together at the heart and bowing together and sensing what this feels like, what the gesture means to you. For me, this is partly closure, partly gratitude, partly humility. And I do always thank you, don't I? Thank you for joining me. Part of that is likely egoic, is like, oh, I'm doing something, offering something here, and I'm glad it's valued. And that helps me in that level. And part of it is I am thanking you. It came to me freshly today out of the now moment is that I strongly feel or know somehow from the inside that it's so important for each of us to do this work of claiming our superpowers, claiming them, and not giving in to surely despair visits us at times and hopelessness and fear, all that, where we contain all that. And what can help us move forward is to get quiet and reclaim these superpowers of presence, of ability to grow, of ability to learn, ability to be creative, ability to forge new ways to work together. And by each of us doing that, I think we will move forward in a positive way out of times that do seem very tumultuous, chaotic, and fearful. And I used the idea of where is my hand lotion? This isn't the one I'm missing, but this was the true dilemma a few minutes before this recording. Uh, but we are most of us dealing with a lot of more serious. Where did I put this, or how do I do the next thing that I need to do? So I look forward to seeing you here next week and to hearing about how you face how you find your superpowers in the midst of wherever you find yourself. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.